because some people don't know. And it's a problem. And another problem is that people don't understand what's going on, and also there's disinformation putting out by people that were in the government, ex-politicians really high up. I won't even say the name. But Russia is the aggressor, okay? Russia is the aggressor, flat out. Don't listen to stuff that you're reading. Listen to me, okay? I'm going to tell you the truth. This is what happened. About 8 years ago, Russia sent in military into an area of the Ukraine called Crimea. And when they sent the military in, they didn't have insignia. None of the, vehicles were marked. They had no insignia, so that they have plausible deniability. They don't deny it now. That's their area. But that's what they did. That was also done in this country in the last administration. They sent people into Black Lives Matters, without name tags. Do you understand the problem with that? That they could just do whatever they want. There's no repercussions. Don't you find that that's strange that happened in the last administration? I'd find it outrageous. If law enforcement goes in, any type of law enforcement, they got to have some kind of insignia saying who they are. Imagine police don't have badges, police don't have names. They can just do whatever they want. So that's sort of what happened in Crimea. So Russia got into Crimea, and they've been occupying it for the last 8 years. All right, now Putin's getting older. It's been 8 years. And he's got this ego, and, he's thinking about, how am I going to be in the history books? That's what that kind of guy is. So he's trying to take over the Ukraine, and he's taking more areas, and he's saying that certain areas of the Ukraine, he has to go in there with a peacekeeping force. What? He's just going into a country that doesn't want him there. And there's disinformation being put out saying that there's a civil war going on in the Ukraine. The only war that's been going on in the Ukraine, and 14,000 people have died, is between Ukrainians and the people occupying, the Russian army occupying areas in the Ukraine. It's simple. Now, it's not that simple because there's disinformation being put out to Russian people. Like they're saying, like, the Ukrainians are, doing this and that, and that's an information war. And Putin pretty much runs the, newspapers over there. You can't just say what you want. It's like China. You can't just say what you want. That's the one thing about our society, with our democratic society, and that's what Ukraine is. It's a democratic society. Russia is not. Russia is not. If you run against Putin, you get poisoned. That's what has happened. You disappear. Okay? So it's not a democratic society. Ukraine is. There were people that watched the elections and don't talk. The elections here was fair and free. But we had somebody in office that, you'll find this out. They're already talking about it. Thank you, Toxic. You'll find this out that, just because if somebody is in office and they say it's not going to be a fair election, even before the election has happened, watch out. If you have somebody in office that's saying everything in the news is fake, it's not real, don't trust them. Don't trust them. We do have something similar to what Putin has, but it's only one station that does this disinformation. That is Fox. So a lot of people watch Fox for whatever reason. They hear it over and over again. They start believing it. You know the book George Orwell wrote, 1984? It's very much like that. That's what's going on right now. So we even have a politician that was in office, that is no longer in office, saying that Putin's doing a good thing. Why is he helping? Why does he have this affirmation for dictators and think that this is okay? Why is he trying to spread disinformation about the Ukraine? That's not happening. Russia is trying to take over that country that's a democratic country. That's fact. He took over Crimea without, come on. He's been occupying it for 8 years, and now he's trying to get more. There is no civil war going on in Crimea, and that's what's being spread, or in the Ukraine. It's been a war against the Russians because they took Crimea, and now they're trying to take more. That's what's going on. If you are watching, man, I urge you not to watch that station. I was a Republican. I'm telling you, I'm a conservative. This isn't a conservative party anymore. It's really extreme. Sorry. It's real extreme in many respects. And it's like this is what I don't get about the party I was affiliated with. Anything but Fox. Listen, Brandon, if all the stations are saying one thing and then another station is saying something else, don't you think that the general consensus would be what's truly going on? Don't you? You have a politician that says it's fake news when it's not positive for them. Do you really think it's fake? Do you want to get lied to? I don't. I don't care who you watch. All of them are going to be saying the same thing. Because it's based on facts. It's based on facts. No, they aren't. Listen. You want to watch stuff that's based on facts. When you have a political party that has come, this is what's happened to the party I used to be proud to say I was a Republican. Now it's turned into anything to stick it into the eye of the libs. That's what it's turned into. And this all-out thing about I'm going to stay in office no matter what. I'll lie. I'll use these conspiracy things that people want to hear. It's real weird. It's really weird. I never thought that this country would come to this. And I always thought I was going to be a Republican. If somebody's telling you that something's fake news, you shouldn't be believing them. How can anybody sit here and say what Putin, it's disgraceful. How can anybody sit here and say what Putin is doing is okay? I am saying that we have one station that's putting out false information. That's what I'm saying. It's scary. You're right. It is scary stuff. Why we have one station that's doing this, I'm not really sure. It's all about sticking it into the eye of the libs and getting views. News is supposed to be based on facts. That's what it's supposed to be based on. But we're not seeing that. And if you keep watching that station, you're just going to keep hearing it and believing it and believing it. And then it's like spread on Facebook is a huge way that it's spread. There's no civil war going on in Crimea or in the Ukraine. Russia is invading the country, and they invaded Crimea about 8 years ago. That is what's going on. Russia is the aggressor. There's nothing positive about this. Any politician, anybody that was in office that was saying, oh yeah, he's a great guy, he's real savvy, is a fool, and is giving, no, I don't like InfoWars. Why would I watch that? Is that what you watch, man? You like to hear this stuff. They're telling you what you want to hear. That you don't want to hear facts. You want to hear conspiracy theory. It's absurd. It's absurd. Do I like InfoWars? Come on. That guy, what he said about Sandy Hook? That's not information, man. That's not information. It's false information. What did Kellyanne Conway say? How did she describe it? Alternative facts? No, there's facts and that's it. There isn't alternative facts. Y'all are being lied to. You're being lied to, and you're being bombarded with a station, and you like to watch InfoWars. You're watching this stuff, and it's just, sinking into people's brains, and you're believing it. It is really Orwellian. How can anybody in their right mind, seriously, be following a politician that says every time something comes out in the news that he doesn't like, it's fake news? And you believe it. It's absurd. It's just absolutely absurd. Russia shouldn't be in Crimea, okay? And now they're just taking more. They're going to just take more. The Ukrainians, they want to be in a democracy. They're going to fight back. I hope we give them more. They need stingers. They need new stingers. It's just wrong. This is wrong. It is sad to see this. It's sad to see that we have one party that is just basing everything on lies, telling people what they want to hear. It's so weird. It's so weird. And you can't get the people that are watching those stations and watching this to watch anything else. And then they might go to Facebook, and then it's on Facebook. They watch that. There's aspects about it that they're totally into, like, immigration, or this fear of, like, I'm a gun owner, this fear of, like, taking our guns and shit. So there's aspects, so they keep them roped in with this. It's unbelievable. That's what's going on. 8 years ago, Russia went in with military without insignia so that they had plausible deniability. And then they started occupying Crimea. And then it's well-known facts that it's the Russians. They just wanted to say for a while that it's not us so that they could keep coming in. So they're in Crimea, this place that is the Ukraine. And now they're going to take other areas in the Ukraine and, they're saying it's like a peacekeeping mission. That's what one of our past politicians was calling it, because that's what Putin says. And that's what they do, is they repeat stuff. And that's the problem with that channel, is we had a politician that would say something, and instead of fact-checking him, they just repeat what he says. It's that simple. It really isn't that complicated. You have a politician that was in office that lied over 30,000 times while I was in office in 4 years. Let's give you an example of another politician. Barack Obama. 8 years. Do you know how many false or misleading claims that he made? 18. In 8 years. Over 30,000. You want a politician that strives to tell the truth. It shouldn't be about just sticking it in the eye of the libs. I never remember that when I was, a Republican. I never remember the party like that. And in the last, it's just gotten weird. And just this kind of nastiness, this nastiness is just like, like the past president, I don't know, he's some people looked at him as like strong or something. He's strong like a strong man like Putin or Duterte or, one of the dictators, but not strong. Self-serving. Very self-serving. So people want that. They don't want, I remember Barack Obama cried or something, talking about people that were shot, like children that were shot. And he was vilified for that, for being emotional. It's crazy. It's just absolutely crazy. Like this, what's the term? False masculinity or something. Like, it's so weird. Like, that dude didn't screw around on his wife. There's all this weird fucking stuff put out, and people were believing it. Like, Russia was making, videos. I voted for Reagan, of course. But it's like people believe anything they see on the internet. Like saying just horrible things about him and his wife. Really, really weird. Really, really weird. It's really weird that people believe it. So when deep fakes start, we're going to have a real problem on our hands. They've already started. There was that video of Michelle Obama, and people believed it. It was real weird. They can already do some stuff, but it takes money and time to do it. You need, the Russian government to really put some money into it. It's a shame. That's what's going on. Russia is the aggressor. Flat out. Most people are gullible. Most people wouldn't read the New York Times if they won't pick up a paper. And now they just sort of don't want to believe it, because they were told it was fake. I got to go live stream with Merlin. And I want to change the glass on this because I'm not getting good color. Okay. Protect our borders before another country. Man, you are just so ridiculous. I gotta go. Yeah.